Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're in the store, as you can see, back on topic. Today I'm going to be giving you 5 tips to make your BrickLink store more efficient. But before we get into that and what the various tips are, first I want to go ahead and explain what efficiency is, because a lot of people don't really properly understand the definition. And it is using your minute in the most profitable way. It is not doing things as fast as you can or to the highest quality you can. It's finding where those two lines meet to make the most profit. Okay? So if you do 100 things in your hour and they're all done poorly because you were just trying to rush through them, that doesn't mean you're being efficient, because you're just going to have to go back and do them all again anyway. So you need to balance quality with time management and with speed. So do keep that in mind as we're going through this list, that I'm not going to be giving you tips to do things more quickly. I'm going to be giving you tips to do them better in a faster way. So our first tip, the reason why we're by this wall, is of course our wonderful drawers. Now, those of you that have been with us for a while and have seen a lot of my videos, is I always stress this in like every video: buy drawers. Don't use bins and Ziploc bags. I understand, I've read lots of comments with people who defend it, and that's, at the end of the day, it's your business and you should run it how you want. And so long as you're having fun, that's the most important thing, is that you're having fun doing it. Because all the money in the world doesn't mean anything if you aren't having fun. But that said, if you are trying to maximize your profit, stop using Ziploc bags and bins. You need to get these drawers. Why? Because these drawers are numbered. So I start at one end of the wall and I work through, and I can just go to drawer 311, open it up, and take out one of these pieces. Now, if I have a bin, then I go to the wall, and I know, let's say it's in bin 20. So I go to bin 20 and I open up the bin, right? And then I have all these Ziploc bags, and I'm sorting through all these Ziploc bags looking for it. And then I find the Ziploc bag I want, I open it up and I count it. Here, I skip that entire first step. I just go to the number, open it, and pull them out. So you're wasting a ton of time by doing that. Once again, it's not about doing things quickly. It's about doing them in the most efficient manner possible. And in this case, efficiency is speed. So do keep that in mind as an important thing. The second thing, and another reason we're here at the wall, is I want to talk about pick path. Now, if you look behind me here, you can go ahead and see the aisle way. Now, the aisle way goes all the way down and all the way up. And you might notice that we have drawers on both sides. That's what makes it an aisleway. Now, these drawers alternate. So for example, over here I have 813 and over here I have 996. It doesn't go all the way down and back. It crisscrosses. And why is that? Because as I'm walking down the aisle picking pieces, I can grab one from here and then turn around and grab one from here, instead of going all the way down and all the way back. So once again, efficiency. You're trying to do it in the best, fastest way possible. So make sure you have a good pick path and just a good workflow in general. You shouldn't be going all over your house to do things. And if you are, then try and line it up so you're not going to the same place multiple times. Instead, do everything you need to do at Station A before moving on to Station B. And try and have them laid out in a linear fashion. So that way, for example, here in our store, we basically walk in one big circle. We grab our cart and start here and then walk all the way down the aisleway, turn, and go to the shipping station. It's a big circle. So try and organize your workspace like that. I realize that's not always going to be possible. A lot of people are working out of a room or even just a desk, and I totally understand that. But even on that small scale, you can go ahead and try and make things more efficient by organizing things numerically and getting drawers and starting at one end of the desk and working your way down, rather than just having it be a big mess. Because if it's a big mess, you're going to spend time looking through everything, and it's just going to be really difficult. So do keep that in mind. And now we're going to move on to number 3, which is going to require a little change of location. Okay, so our third step here is going to be making sure that you have a schedule. This is a really vital part of running any kind of business, BrickLink included, and that is because you want to come in, and when you come in, you want to get stuff done. Remember what I said earlier about making sure that your hour is spent as efficiently as possible, and having a schedule like this. This is actually the schedule that Evan, Kyle, and I use. So as you can see up here, we have a name for whoever it is. This is a blank one, obviously, and then dates. And so what someone would do is they would fill in ahead of time here under their task to do things that need to get done while they're in. And this way everyone can see it. It might just be you in your store, in which case you should still fill this in. So that way when you walk into the store, you know exactly what you're going to do. Then we go ahead and clock in and out. And you might say, well, if I'm the only one in my store and I'm going to be making 100% of the profits, then why would I even want to have my hours tracked? And well, that's because you want to know if you're spending your time efficiently. If you're coming in and doing the same task every day and getting wildly different amounts of hours, then you really need to look at your workflow and figure out if this is the best way to do this. And then you can also go ahead and figure out whether or not you're sitting there spending time on things that you don't need to be doing at all. And then obviously after that, we go ahead and write in the tasks completed, and that way we can go back and see what did and did not get done successfully. After that, we have this is a sample meeting agenda. Well, this is actually a real meeting agenda from a long time ago. And this one's not too beefy, just to show you that you don't need a super beefy one. And even if you're just having meetings with yourself, which I do recommend you do, just go ahead and write out some goals, because it's really important to keep goals. And that's going to be step 4, is set goals, know when to accomplish them, and have a plan to accomplish them. So we have up here, we wanted to start doing a schedule. And so we did agree on some hours and stuff. And then we also wanted to set a lot goal. Once again, this was back in January, so our store's much bigger now. But at this time, we wanted to set a goal of 4,000 lots. And we talked about how can we do this? How can we actually reach this goal? How many hours are needed in order to reach this goal? And that's why you want to track your hours, so you know how efficient you are, so you can plan for the future. After you've done all that, track these goals, make sure you meet them. We have down here that we wanted to do a visual goal tracker, which is something we kind of implemented. So figure out what works for you in order to motivate yourself to spend your time in the best way that you can and meet your goals. And now we're going to go on over to our 5th and final tip. All right, we are back here. We had just left and gone to another station and then come back, and you might have said, well, Paul, what happened to efficiency? Isn't your video efficient? Well, you are wrong, because I'm filming this right after I had filmed the first segment. So, haha. But we're ready for tip 5. So what is tip 5? And that is to stop watching this video and do some critical thinking. The final thing that no video on the internet can tell you is how to fix your store specifically. This goes for any business. You can watch 100 tutorials, get an MBA, get a doctorate in 10 different subjects, and still not be able to solve every problem in your life. You need to stop, look at the problem, and think, how can I do this? And you need to do this on a daily basis. Part of this is having meetings with yourself if you're the only person, or meetings with your team members. Is you need to sit down and establish at the end of every day, go, what could I have done today to make it more efficient? And then try and implement those changes. And once again, at the end of the day, it's important that you're having fun. Don't get so caught up in efficiency and profit that you hate what you're doing, because then there's no point in you doing it at all. Money is great, but fun is better. So do keep that in mind. The last thing that I did want to touch on, and I kind of missed it, was PayPal. I recommend that you get an integrated shipping system. This really isn't a super tip. It's just more something that you should do. Everyone should be doing it, is get an integrated shipping system. So this means that an order comes in and then you can immediately go somewhere and you can print out that label. You don't have to copy and paste anything. You can just go ahead and do it right there and then, rather than having to move stuff around or go from station to station. Pirate ship is not a super great option. I know a lot of people use that. It's great for finding international rates, but you have to copy and paste, and there's always a chance you might get an error. So it's far better to use PayPal for these things. There are other options as well. ShipStation is one. There are a few others, so it doesn't really matter which one you use, but just try and use an integrated shipping method that also handles your payments, because that's just going to make your life a lot easier. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. We'll be back again with other videos in the future. If you enjoyed that previous business video or stuff like this, don't worry, we're going to be doing both. But we do have a Discord. If you want to share opinions about this video, you can go on there and talk to loads of wonderful people who can give you even more tips about being efficient. We also, of course, have a Patreon. If you feel like you want to support the channel and you feel like our tips have been of use, go ahead and go there. Please only do that if you really do feel like our content is valuable, because that money really helps us make this channel. So do keep that in mind and check that out. Also, please like, comment, subscribe. do all that normal stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.